friends, there's so much to do this week and so much to see and tell you. Hi, this is Deanna Williston from Our Blooming Catholic Life, and this is a blessed weekend for secular Franciscans, for Franciscans everywhere, and honestly for all Catholics, Christians, and all people of goodwill. This weekend we celebrate, on the 3rd of October, we celebrate the Transitus of Saint Francis, his passing from this life into the next. And as I've been talking about recently, I guess death and passing were on my mind with my trip to Wisconsin and all. But so the passing of Saint Francis from this life to the next, when he gave us the Canticle of the Creatures, and we really learn about Sister Death and what this passing means to us. I don't want to ruin it all for you because I want you to get out and watch a live stream. Some little Franciscan parishes are actually having their Transitus services still, but so many of them got canceled. They didn't want people traveling and commingling with the pandemic on. But thankfully, there are a couple of people who are live streaming it, and one of them is my own local friary, and you can see it three places you can see it. Okay, you can see it at Facebook, on the Companions of St. Anthony on Facebook, or you can go to the Companions website or the Shrine of St. Anthony.org. Either one of those should help you out. I'll try and remember to put it in the links for you. If I don't, somebody give me a shout out and I'll make sure that gets on there. So those are live streams. That's going to be at 7:15 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. And you're going to see this ceremony. You're going to hear the readings and learn about the death of Saint Francis and more about Sister Death, especially in this month. This is the month of the Rosary, but it is also the month where we're going to celebrate All Saints and All Soul Days, as well as the feast day of all Franciscan saints and blesseds, which is later in the month. But we celebrate this all month, and we start it with the beginning with Saint Francis's Transitus. And so then the very next day is Saint Francis's feast day, and a lot of people are going to celebrate the blessing of the animals. And I've heard the Shrine of St. Anthony is also doing that live stream. I don't know how it's going to work. It's going to be so exciting. Another event to tell you about, and I don't have all the details, I believe it's at 4 p.m. Eastern on Sunday the 4th. The Franciscan Friars of the Atonement, those are the Graymore Friars, they are starting a joint project with the Capuchins, who are in the same town. And so they are going to have a 4 p.m. Sunday Mass together. And you can find that at atonementfriars.org. And go up to the little, there's like 3 or 4 lines. And if you click on it, it'll give you options and choose masses. And so when the mass starts, it's going to appear there when you click on it. It's always going to be their most latest mass. You can also see that on their Facebook page, Franciscan Friars of the Atonement. Let's see what else. And I know some of the fraternities are doing Zoom talks and things, so get out there and see what you can find. It's a great feast day. One of our other blessed traditions, St. Francis, as he lay dying, was like, oh, Brother Jacoba's honey almond cakes. Although St. Francis was known for his great periods of fasting, he did have a weakness, a super fondness, for he called her Brother Jacoba. Lady Jacoba was one of the first seculars who wanted to join the order back before he had a secular order. And he told her that she was very happy to live in the world, and he would prefer her to live in the world, live that life in the world. She was kind of our model for that. So before the official secular Franciscans, we had Lady Jacoba, and St. Francis was very fond of her honey almond cakes, and he asked in his last days that she be sent for to bring him these cakes, and she was already on her way. The Holy Spirit had already moved her. And it's very funny because everybody has their own recipe for it. Mine that I get, it's so funny, it says it's from the Porciuncula, but it's the Porciuncula in Jerusalem, Ohio, USA. And they say it is a cookie recipe from Assisi, Italy. Everybody claims to have the official recipe. This one you can find at the Porciuncula, the little portion.blogspot.com. And let's see, this is a post from Wednesday, January 30th, 2013. And their recipe they make flour from a pound of almonds. They also have half a cup of honey, a teaspoon of cinnamon. Some people use vanilla, 2 egg whites lightly beaten, and then they also use a cup of flour. The trick is it can't be humid, and it's been raining here all week. So my cookies, I have not baked them because they will not come out if it is humid. It's those egg whites. They need it to be dry out. So you can get out and grab that recipe, or any almond cookie recipe really is good. The key ingredients, I believe, are almonds, honey, and cinnamon. If you have those, your cookie is going to be delicious, and St. Francis probably would have loved it. So that's one of the ways. And then I believe it's on the 5th, we follow with Saint Faustina's feast day. And if you know Franciscans, you know we do love Saint Faustina and the Divine Mercy message as well. Although she was not I don't think she was a Franciscan, but we have a lot of similarities, a lot of commonalities, of course, because even though we say we're Franciscan, we're Catholic Christians, and we're all in this together, right? So there's a lot of overlap with different ministries, and that just shows you truly how united we really are as Christians, and that the Holy Spirit is working among us. Okay, so I don't want to keep you too long. There's so much to do, so many beautiful feast days. Get out there and celebrate nature. Meditate on Sister Death and Saint Francis and Saint Faustina and the Divine Mercy and love of God. Oh, in fact, I just attended a talk, how timely was that, on by John Bradburn's niece, and she talked about how God is love. That really brings it all together. So servant of God, John Bradford, who was a secular Franciscan, it was his niece giving us that talk that ties together both the ideas of martyrdom, Franciscanism, Catholicism, Divine Mercy, and God is love. I invite you, friends, to check out all these wonderful things this weekend, to spend the time in nature, in church, in contemplation, in adoration, confession. There's so much to do this weekend. God bless you all, friends.